All right. These people are not fans of mine right now. Writ large, not mean to paint this fan base with a broad brush. But Steeler fans don't particularly like what I've had to say on Mike Tomlin and how he's a terrific coach. He's a tremendous coach. They're lucky to have him. They're nuts to say they've had enough of him. I understand why they're saying that. I totally get you, Steeler fans, and I tread into these waters knowing how you feel about me, what you told me in my Twitter feed on the Thursday night loss to the Patriots, the second consecutive home loss. As many losses in 5 days as the number of wins both teams that beat them had. 2. First time an above 500 team has lost back-to-back games to teams that were 8 games under 500 at kickoff against them. I understand how that feels, and it stinks. It looks terrible. It's not Steelers football. It's not up to the standard of Pittsburgh Steeler fans, and it's totally understandable. But may I point this out? That despite all of that, these terrible, terrible losses, that the Pittsburgh Steelers at present are still the 6th seed in the final 4 weeks to go. They're still the 6th seed. Right there.
I mean, today they are.
Today they are. And they're taking on a Colts team that I'm calling the game on Saturday. Talk about a big one. 7-6 versus 7-6. Winner stays where they are or potentially moves up, as the Browns are taking on a Chicago Bears team that is beginning to play some terrific football. And the Colts, as we know, with Gardner Minshew, they're coming off of a stinging loss. The winner moves on, and the loser, oh boy, the next step is a lose. Certainly with the Bengals taking on the Vikings on Saturday before the game that I'm calling on NFL Network. The Bills playing as well as they have been playing. And I understand Steeler fans are like, are you kidding me? They're not playing like the Bills right now. They're not going to win anything. They're not going to do anything. Certainly Mitchell Trubisky, it looks like he's starting again. Not looking great. I totally understand. But if I had told them before, if I told you before the season, I shouldn't talk directly to them. They don't want to hear from me. If I told you before the season, you'd be 7-6 going into the final month of the season, still having a shot at the playoffs.
With your starter on
Hurt.
the bench. Yeah.
Just want to point out, the sky is completely fallen. This guy's terrible. The season's lost. You got 4 more to go. And by the way, guess what? At Indianapolis, home for Cincinnati, by the way, who you've already beaten. And then at Seattle and at Baltimore. And guess what can happen if you beat Baltimore and you win out? And Baltimore's playing San Francisco too. Just point out, you get a little bit of help. Rams almost helped out big time yesterday. Do I want to point out that there's still a path to the division championship?
For Pittsburgh? Look at that schedule.
Dude,
I mean, come on.
I see the schedule.
How confident are you that they win? If I put the wins at 1.5, what are you going to take?
Oh, I totally understand. I understand what it looks like and what the likelihood is. But to sit here, honestly, my Twitter feed made it look like he should be fired. The team should be blown up. And they might still feel that way by the end of the season. And I might be calling a game in which the Colts blow the doors off them and they have every right to fill up everybody's Twitter feed with that conversation.
The Colts ain't blowing the doors off the Steelers.
And the Ravens, the Ravens have a game at Jacksonville, at San Francisco, and then Miami and Pittsburgh. What if they lose 2 out of their next 3? Then Pittsburgh plays them, and Pittsburgh wins out. Guess how many wins they'd have? Same number of wins as the Ravens, and they'd win the division. Just saying. Now, it might be one of those dumb and dumber chances. I get it. But I'm saying there's a chance.
It feels like Dumb and Dumber, but okay. I'm just trying to protect you.
And I'll be at the microphone, Steeler fans and Colts fans, playing it right down the middle, because that's what I do.
You're a professional.
With Kurt Warner on Saturday. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.